Hello, BookTube. Elizabeth over at Lizzie Fay Loves Books created an event celebrating the author Gladys Taber that runs for this whole week and ends today. Today is Gladys Taber's birthday. And it's to celebrate the author of a series of books that were once incredibly popular. The Stillmeadow books were once incredibly popular in bookstores. Readers went to them. They were a hit. Gladys Taber kept writing them because they were a hit. Readers went to them because it was the equivalent of pulling a warm blanket around your shoulders on a windy winter night. They were incredibly cozy reading. Smart, elegant, but incredibly cozy reading. And they made Gladys Taber's career. Stillmeadow was a country house that she had in Connecticut and became synonymous with her. There were a bunch of books set in that location or revolving out from there. And they created a desire in the hearts of a lot of readers to have a Stillmeadow of their own. But earlier in her life, Gladys Taber had a family home on Cape Cod, a spit of land curling outside the coast of Massachusetts. A magical place. I say that, I know it's sappy, but it's literally true. If you go there and spend any kind of time there, you will start to feel it. It is still true, even with McMansions and gigantic condos all over the place. It is still true. It's a magical place. Something to do with the light, the quality of the light. And she wrote a book about Cape Cod called My Own Cape Cod. There is the house, Still Cove, an old weather-beaten house that she had that faced the water, but that also had one of Cape Cod's innumerable freshwater ponds nearby. And this book is just full of memories about Cape Cod, which at one point in the book she says is far away from where she is now when she's writing the book, and far away in time, but is still to her the closest thing to paradise on earth. I have known a lot of places in my life. I've spent time in a lot of places. Some of them actually do come close to claiming the mantle of paradise on earth. Not all of them are in New England. Not all of them are on Cape Cod. But, like for instance, if you're in a small Iowa town, maybe in the field next to the crops that have been harvested, and the moon is heaving up over the horizon, you're going to have an endless twilight, table laden with food, surrounded by friends, a warm house up on the hill with a silo behind it, dogs everywhere. That's pretty close to paradise. That is pretty close to paradise. And Cape Cod is the same way. I have innumerable memories. I have been over every inch of ground that is covered in this book. And it's wonderful. It answers, this came out in 1971, but it answers a question that a lot of Gladys Taber readers had, which was, if you take her out of Stillmeadow, can she still produce that effect? And she does in this book. I don't know, a whole bookcase of Cape Cod books. Aside from a very nice day trip with David Murphy, I don't think I'm ever going to go to Cape Cod again. I'm certainly not going to spend time there. I doubt I will spend time there. I doubt I'll live there again, much less in winter. I've been to the Cape in all of its seasons. I know it intimately. And this is a way to revisit. All of those Cape Cod books are. Some of them do it better than others, but oh my. This is odd. It's odd to say that this is quintessential Gladys Taber when it's not a Stillmeadow book, but it is nevertheless. The perfect swinging back and forth between wonderfully deep observations about the nature of life and memory and family and love, with and at the other end of that pendulum, perfectly rendered descriptions of the quotidian details of a day. Only they're not quotidian when she writes about them. They're just wonderful. They are the source of the magic of Gladys Taber as an author. So I'm very glad that she got a week of her own here on BookTube. That is just wonderful. I ordinarily, if there were an event like this on BookTube for I don't even know, Roman historical novels, Robert Bloch, the author, Elizabeth George's murder mysteries, ordinarily in a case like that, the event would be not only a celebration of the author, but also an encouragement for you to go and experience the author. And that is definitely true in this week of reading Gladys Taber, but it's a little bit more complicated because she's not easy to find. She's not in print anymore. None of her books are in print anymore. And the secondhand copies, if they weren't priced at a premium on eBay and elsewhere before Gladys Taber Week, they are now. I'd be willing to bet that this event has done that. So what you can find at your used bookstore, you should definitely get. You should definitely give it a try if you're at all interested in cozy writing. It doesn't get any cozier or better done than this. So that is. I'm going to wrap my my own Gladys Tabor week up here with my favorite book of hers, which is not a Still Meadow book. It's a Cape Cod book, of course. One of my favorite Cape Cod books. It's just as simple as that. So I'll wrap this up. It was wonderful. It was a lot of fun, and you should definitely search for all those other videos. There have been a bunch of Gladys Tabor videos this week. They've all been wonderful to watch. People noticing lots of things in her books and finding all sorts of different books as well. So if I remember, I will leave a link to a bunch of those videos down below. I've been having a blast reliving this author, whose merits I have been praising for a long time. When my colleagues in the critical world were poo-pooing the Still Meadow books, I was reading them with joy and saying, this is not easy to do. And this author does it this way perfectly every book. Poo-poo all you like, but you couldn't do it. And it hits exactly the right note for lots of readers. So it was wonderful to revisit her. I'm going to wrap this video up on that note, and I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.